Hey everyone, it is Robbie here with Muddy Beards 4x4, and today I actually want to talk about a video that I did back in the spring where I installed an Aussie Locker, or a Lunchbox style locker, into the front Dana 30 axle of the Cherokee here, which I call the trail plug. And I made a video on that install, and I had a lot of questions and a lot of feedback when I made that video. Some of the comments were, kind of nasty about how, hey, that Dana 30 is not going to be able to do that. You got too big of tires. That Lunchbox locker is not designed to run with that big of tires. You're going to blow that thing up. And then I had quite a few comments of just like, hey, I want to know how that thing performs. Let me know. Do you have a review? How does it do on the street? How does it do off-road? And so today what I wanted to do is give you my honest opinion. Now that I've been out, done a few wheeling trips, done some road driving, really put this thing honestly through its paces. So I wanted to give you an honest review and even pop open that front cover on the front axle and take a look just to see how well that Aussie Locker has held up.
You like that new locker there, Rob?
Works pretty good there, huh?
Yeah, locker.
Alright, first I'd like to talk about its off-road performance. So a lot of the comments that I got, and even some of my own concerns, was I'm running a fairly big tire for a Dana 30 and maybe even for a Lunchbox style locker. Now this is a 36-inch by 1450 wide TSL Swamper. So I know in the world of off-road today where 40s are the new 35s, this is not that big a tire, but being a 1450 and being a Swamper, it is a heavy tire. There's a lot of rubber here, and so that is a lot of stress to be putting on something, like a front locker or that Dana 30 axle. But I must say, so far, I've had quite a few wheeling trips, and I've really gone through some stuff, and I pushed this thing, with these big tires, and so far, I've been very, very happy with the results. So far the locker has been great. It's performed really well. I don't feel it slipping at all. It doesn't seem to ratchet or slip when I need it to. It locks up, it stays locked up, and it's really changed the performance of my vehicle and made it just a way better wheeler. Alright, well now I'd like to talk about one of the most common questions I've gotten, which is how does the Aussie Locker perform on road, on the pavement, daily driving? And I must say that the trail plug does not see a lot of pavement, I have to admit that. But the few road trips that I have done, just driving around the block or going down to the gas station, or even a few times I've had it up going 55 down the highway, I haven't really noticed it. As long as it's in two-wheel drive, the thing performs fairly normal. So I know that's a concern to have a non-selectable locker, but in the front axle, as long as it's not in four-wheel drive, it's not putting power to the axle. And so I really have not noticed much. I have heard that even in two-wheel drive that they'll sometimes do some clicking or ratcheting if you're going around a corner. And, that might be just kind of normal. I mean, that thing is going to slip a little bit as your tires turn at different speeds going around the corner. But I have not really noticed much, not even really so much of the noise. So I would say that on road, it's definitely performed very, very well. And again, I haven't driven a ton on the street, but so far, I've been really happy and I haven't had any issues at all. Alright, well now I'm actually going to take off the front cover and take a look inside. So I have to say before I take this off that I have no reason to believe that there's anything wrong inside here. This thing, as I said, has worked really well. It locks up, stays locked up. I don't have any weird noises, but I felt like it's a good time to do a little service, a little fluid change anyway. So let's take off the cover and take a look inside. Well, check it out. I got the cover off and we can actually look inside and give it a quick inspection. And I can say, initially speaking, I mean, I don't see any metal shavings coming out of this at all. and that fluid was actually really clean. Surprisingly, there was not even much like mud or silter in it or anything. But so here's the locker, and you can see it in here. Hope you guys can see it well. And I think what I'd be looking for is maybe right here where the cam gears and the axle gears meet up. That's actually where it locks. So I would expect to see, you know, if there was any sort of wear at all, that's where I think I'd expect to see the wear. Also, it looks like all the pins and springs are still in place, and really, I mean, as far as I can tell, everything looks golden inside of here. Everything looking good now inside of here and the locker looking like it's in great shape, I'm going to go ahead and put the front cover back on. Now if you noticed, I still have the stock Dana 30 front cover, which you know, since I've got this locker, I've certainly tried some harder trails and a lot more rocks, and I've actually even gotten hung up on that thing before. So in order to protect, you know, all the components inside of here, I need to upgrade. And so just kind of a bonus thing here, I picked up this. This is a heavy duty Dana 30 front cover, and this is by Barnes 4-wheel drive. Now this thing is beefy. It is 3/8 thick. It's fully welded. I know that they machine the mating surface to make sure that everything fits up there nice and flat. And it comes with these Allen head hardware bolts, so that you know, this thing bolts up here and you don't have the chance of, you know, rounding off the bolts if you hit it up against rocks and stuff like that. And so this thing's going to be quite an upgrade. I have used a lot of Barnes 4-wheel drive products on my Jeep, so has Kelly, and I've had nothing but luck with them. They've been a great product and a great company. So if you would like to check out their website, they have all kinds of builder parts, you know, these front covers and links and heim joints and those sorts of things. I will leave a link in the description of the video. You should go check them out. They have a lot of good products for those of you who like to DIY. So let's get this thing on, and let's do my final review on the Aussie Locker.
Look at that Dana 30 go.
All right, I guess it is time to give my final review, and I must say that I've been very happy with it, and as you can see, it has held up very well for me and performed like it should. I guess my little bit of complaint would be is that I have noticed when you are in 4-wheel drive, and if you're on a tight trail and you're going around tight turns, that is when you will notice it start to kind of ratchet and slip, and I think it's affected the turning radius a little bit in those situations. But for the most part, it is traction when you need it, and it is cheap traction. And as you can see, with big tires, 36-inch tires, people said it wouldn't work. Well, so far, it has held up just fine. So I hope you found the information useful. I would say if you were looking for cheap traction with something that is an easy install, go find yourself an Aussie Locker and go get yourself one. I actually did an install video of one on a Dana 30, so if you're interested in that, I will leave a link in the description below. You should check that out. And as far as this video, leave a comment below. I would love to get a good thread going of your experiences with Lunchbox style lockers. So let me know how they've fared for you. How do you think they perform on and off road? Have you had any issues with them? What size tire do you run with them? That kind of stuff. I'd love to know. It'd be really cool to get a good database going on the comments here about what your opinion is on them. But as far as me, man, I've really liked it, and it's worked out just fine. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe to our channel. You should also go take a look at our website below. And thank you for watching, and we will see you on the trail.